Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of a Nation Wave, and this is day 15 of the January daily draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Linestrider Tarot, followed by an oracle card from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. We have the Justice card. So, to me, just this Justice card, whenever it comes up, other than the word justice, of course, and all the connotations of that word, the other word that always comes to me is objectivity. Or you've got impartiality as well. You've got even-handedness, fairness. But objectivity, where you can sort of, you get an objective assessment of a situation that's fair, that is impartial, that is based on the truth of the situation, of the evidence, of the facts, everything that comes to mind when we think of that. And we weigh up the truths, the facts of the situation. In weighing it up, we come down one side or another. We come to some kind of conclusion or assessment that's based in that objective analysis, and we respond accordingly. So this is something maybe that if there's a situation that we're struggling to know how to respond, what the truth of the matter is, are we too close to it? Are we too emotionally invested in it? Do we need to be more objective, or do we need some outside objective viewpoint to perhaps see things that we can't see, to get a good true picture of what's going on? So that may be what this card is saying to us, is that we need some objectivity, either by ourselves or from an outside source, to assess the situation and come down to some helpful conclusion that will inform our response and make it an appropriate response to what we're dealing with. Not necessarily what we may feel we're dealing with, but what we actually are dealing with when assessed in the cold light of day rather than in the heat of the moment. And that's why we have justice systems. Even, we may say that the justice system doesn't always work. Well, yes, there is a degree where every justice system has its flaws and where it doesn't work as well as what it's intended to. But when it does work, the idea is that you take the biased feelings out of it, and you get some objective assessment and come down to a right response. So, to me, objectivity is needed at this time. Also, fairness and truthfulness in our dealings. Let's be just and true in the way we conduct ourselves and our business and whatever we're doing and in our interactions. May they be fair, may they be just, may be true, not corrupt or, biased or prejudiced in any way, but fairness as well. So this card is telling us to be fair and objective in how we respond to situations, how we conduct our own business and affairs. And it could also be that some people may be in need of some of this justice, fairness. Maybe you've been suffered an injustice or something that's not fair. Maybe you're crying out for justice and it's there, but maybe you feel it's hard to get hold of. But we must hold up objective, fair justice as something that we should treasure and aspire to. And we should seek, fairness in all our dealings. So we can't always influence how other people act, but we can be responsible for and influence the way that we act. And if we act in a just, fair, objective way, then as far as we're concerned, that justness is there. So for our own accountability, that's what we're required to do. We can't make somebody else do the same. There may be outside authorities that can come in the middle and intermediate and come to a fair assessment or whatever, and come to a decision, a verdict, if you like. But that this is more legal matters, and I don't do legal matters with the cards, particularly in daily draws, but it can refer to that. But as far as it's up to us, we must deal truthfully and justly in the way that we communicate our situation. We can seek to be objective and to see things from the other perspective and be fair to that. But at the end of the day, the situation is as it is. And that's the situation we need to respond to, the true situation, even when looked at objectively. And we need to be able to gear our response to that in that way. Okay, so let's see which Oracle card we get to go with that. Okay, here we go. Deep freeze. Well, depending where you are, you may be undergoing a deep freeze. We had a blast of snow, but I think we've got some more coming in the future. Some places outside of my country, I know, having an icy blast of snow and ice. There's a lot of it about. It is winter, particularly in our northern hemisphere, so it's to be expected. And how does this relate to justice? If I'm honest, I don't immediately know what were, and I will always be genuine in my readings. And if I don't really know what's coming across here, I will tell you. I won't try and fool you into thinking that I've suddenly got some great inspiration, because with this one I don't. I don't know what it's saying. Deep freeze. Does it mean that justice has been held on ice? Delayed, but not denied? So maybe that's the message, maybe for someone listening, that you may have justice delayed, but it's not been denied, and at a due time, the delay will come to an end, and the justice will prevail. It could also be that the deep freeze is literally taking the heat out of the situation, heat of emotion, and it's more of a cold assessment of the facts. So less heated, more a cooler heads, being objective. That would fit in with the objectivity. So I leave both of those interpretations to you, and if whichever resonates, if either. But I believe that is the message of the cards today. Okay, so that's today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 16. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.